Hello everyone, welcome to the Fire This Mana show, and I have very fun news to share with you guys. And obviously, if anyone has a remote interest in politics domestically in the United States regarding corrupt government officials, then you must know about Clinton. If you don't know about it, then here's the news right here. Here's a quick synopsis of Hillary Clinton. Hillary Clinton is, obviously most people know she's corrupt, and if you have a brain, you wouldn't support it because, she has money. She's accused of money laundering with the Clinton Foundation. She's accused with her private encrypted email servers being compromised by other countries because she put classified documents, multiple classified documents, on a server she knew was not encrypted, that the NSA said she cannot use a BlackBerry. So this is all finally coming together, and I was disappointed initially in Trump because in his first year there was no inquiries on investigating Hillary Clinton. Yes, he tweeted about it multiple times, but the overall picture was that there's nothing being done about it. There's no investigation being done. There's nothing being looked at whatsoever. But as I analyzed the situation, not too long ago, I'd say around April, James Comey got fired. So it was a slow process because the establishment loves Hillary Clinton, and the establishment does not want to prosecute Secretary Clinton because she is the puppet of donors. She is the puppet of corporations. She is the puppet of the foreign countries that give her foundation millions of dollars, and in turn aid that country with weapons deals, for example, of Saudi Arabia. So here is an investigation that's going on right now. This was news that broke yesterday, January 4th, 2018. What a start to the new year, right? Oh, fantastic. FBI launches new Clinton Foundation investigation. The Justice Department has launched a new inquiry into whether the Clinton Foundation engaged in any pay-to-play politics or other illegal activities while Hillary Clinton served as Secretary of State, law enforcement officials, and a witness tells The Hill. FBI agents from Little Rock, Arkansas, where the foundation was started, have taken the lead in the investigation and have interviewed at least one witness in the last month. And law enforcement officials said additional activities are expected in the coming weeks. Now, for you guys who don't know, James Comey, who was he was partisan for Hillary Clinton in the way beginning. In fact, during the investigation, before James Comey actually interviewed Hillary Clinton, he, in fact, was preparing an exoneration letter way in advance before the interview, which you cannot do. You don't do during an investigation. You do that after the investigation. When you find that there's no wrongdoing, you do that after the investigation. So you don't do that during an ongoing investigation. And many people within the FBI were very upset about that as well. So got to keep that in mind. So James Comey was a fraud right from the beginning. People think that Donald Trump fired James Comey because of him trying to investigate Russia, but which is totally not true. In fact, if that was the case, then he would fire Robert Mueller. Why isn't Robert Mueller fired? I believe Robert Mueller should be fired, not because he's investigating Russia, which is there's no proof of anything, and it's just a waste of time and energy and money, but because Clinton's crimes are actually documented, and there's actually an evidence of what she has done. There's no evidence of Russia whatsoever. It's just the excuse that the elite want to make for Hillary Clinton for losing the election to a former actor on TV, basically. Moving along. So, I just guys want to tell you that Donald Trump actually appointed another FBI director named Christopher Wray. So this is a new FBI director, a fresh start, it's a new year, fresh beginning. So hopefully indictments get done, finally. That's what I'm hoping. So, let's continue. The officials who spoke only on condition of being anonymous said the probe is examining whether the Clintons promised or performed any policy favors in return for largesse, I'm not sure if I'm saying that correctly, to their charitable efforts, or whether donors made commitments of donations in hopes of securing government outcomes. And I mean, even you don't have to be dumb to even see these things. Like, I just read some articles and I find out, like, pay for play, for example. Russian oligarchs give millions of dollars to the Clinton Foundation, give Bill Clinton $500,000 to produce a speech in Russia. What happens in return? Under the discretion of Hillary Clinton, the United States sold 20% of U.S. uranium while her tenure as Secretary of State, as head of the State Department. So when you it's kind of hard to be Hillary Clinton and claim that you are wanting to defend this country from foreign adversaries when in fact you're abetting them with chemical weapons, basically. Well, at least not chemical weapons, but the material, enriched uranium, is the material used to create chemical weapons. So you're basically giving them stock in that, which is obviously it's bad, not good. Alright, next. The probe... Wait, let me see this. Alright. The probe may also examine whether any tax-exempt assets were converted for personal or political use, and whether the foundation comply with applicable tax laws, the officials said. And I'm assuming, this is because the Clinton Foundation is actually under a non-profit organization, so they're checking to see if it's actually a profitable organization, which would be against the tax-exempt status. One witness recently interviewed by the FBI described the session to The Hill as, quote, extremely professional and unquestionably thorough, and focused on questions about whether donors to Clinton charitable efforts received any favorable treatment from the Obama administration on a policy decision previously highlighted in media reports. The witness discussed his interview solely on the grounds of being anonymous. He said the agents were from Little Rock, and their questions focused on government decisions and discussions of donations to Clinton entities during the time Clinton led Obama's State Department, so during her tenure as Secretary of State. And by the way, Hillary Clinton actually told President Obama that she would not coordinate with the Clinton Foundation while she was Secretary of State, and she lied about that as well. So keep that in mind. The FBI office in Little Rock referred a reporter Thursday to Washington headquarters, where officials declined any official comment. Okay. Clinton's chief spokesman, let's see what he said, Nick Merrill, on Friday morning exhorted the FBI for reopening the case, calling the probe disgraceful and suggesting it was nothing more than a political distraction from President Trump's Russia controversies. Okay, so first of all, Mr. Merrill, you're saying that you're saying that the Clinton Foundation's mishandling of let me restate that. So you're saying that the Clinton Foundation's corruption within the foundation, within a nonprofit or so-called nonprofit foundation, where Hillary Clinton actively exploited many Haitians in Haiti during the earthquake about 7 to 8 years ago. You're saying that an organization that sold materials for chemical weapons to a superpower country, you're saying that selling billions worth, I believe tens of millions, or at least tens of millions of dollars worth of weapons deals sold to Saudi Arabia. You're saying all this is investigating that is disgraceful. That's just pitiful. I mean, goodness. Oh my gosh. And if anything, there's no evidence of Russia. There's nothing there. There's absolutely nothing there at the moment. The only thing that's there is things that are a situation within that has to do with Paul Manafort, but that has nothing to do with President Trump. That has nothing to do with Russia interfering in the election or colluding with Russia. Again, it's normal for diplomats to communicate with Russian officials after the primaries. So let's continue with this. Clinton's chief spokesman, Nick. I already read that. Okay, so he called it a sham. Of course, he's gonna defend Hillary Clinton because he's Clinton's spokesperson. So let's see this. Foundation spokesman Craig Manessian took a more muted response, saying the new probe wouldn't distract the charity from its daily work. Okay. I'm not going to read that. Okay. The Wall Street Journal reported late last year that several FBI field offices, including the one in Little Rock, had been collecting information on the Clinton Foundation for more than a year. The report also said there had been pushback to the FBI from the Justice Department. Wait 1 second. Let me fix my microphone real quick. Okay, so basically, so he's obviously saying this pushback to the FBI from the Justice Department because the FBI director, James Comey, did not do anything to thoroughly investigate Hillary Clinton. That's why the new director of the FBI, Christopher Wray, is being much more adamant toward a investigation. Let's move along. Several GOP members of Congress have recently urged Attorney General Jeff Sessions to appoint a special counsel to look at the myriad issues surrounding the Clintons, her private server, Clinton Foundation. Those are the two huge issues of corruption within her, and that's not even talking about the primaries that she stole from Senator Bernie Sanders. I mean, that's but I can get into that. I mean, she colluded with mainstream media. She colluded with the DNC chair. She colluded with mainstream media. I mean, there was in New York, there was purging in the voter polls in New York. I mean, all of these things. There was messing around with the voting tallies. People had to wait hours in line to vote in Arizona. New York, over 100,000 votes were purged. I mean, there was so much. There was only 6 debates, and when Obama and Hillary Clinton had over 20 debates, I believe, or up to 20 debates, only 6 debates were scheduled, and many of those debates were either on a Saturday night when big college football games were on, because it was scheduled so that many people wouldn't be able to watch it, or it was scheduled because many people would be distracted by other events such as sports events. So let's continue. Justice officials sent a letter to Congress in November suggesting some of those issues were being re-examined, but Sessions later testified the appointment of a special prosecutor required a high legal bar that had not been set yet. Okay, so this is where Republicans, you own the House, you own the Senate, you own the presidency. You own these three branches of government. Big branches of government. Huge. And you have a chance, this is the prime opportunity to indict Hillary Clinton once and for all. She's gotten away with these things for many years, and I mean the Clinton Foundation and her private server are the two biggest issues. You can even argue that her behavior during the primaries was illegal as well, which it is, but anyway, our elections are too corrupted to fix that, in my opinion. We need huge election reforms to do anything about that. But besides the point, the Republicans they control most of the government, if not every asset of the government. They have the chance to indict Hillary Clinton once and for all, and they can do it. But Jeff Sessions, instead of going after Hillary Clinton, he's going after pot. Now he's received many donations from the private prison industry. He wants more people in prison. So what's he going to do? He's going to attack states that legalize pot. That is not what much of the country wants. And in fact, many Republicans are for the legalization of marijuana because marijuana actually is much safer than alcohol. It's not a gateway drug. It's a myth. So anyway, I'm getting sidetracked a little bit. Let's continue with this. Officials also said the Justice Department was re-examining whether there are any unresolved issues from the closed case into Clinton's transmission of classified information through her personal email server, exactly what I mentioned earlier. And then Comey said she was extremely careless in handling the classified information and that there was some evidence of legal violations, but he declined to recommend charges. Which, of course, which is why I'm glad he got fired. He even thought when he was getting fired there was a joke. Oh man. His decision was roundly criticized by Republicans, obviously. And so, in recent revelations, that his statement was watered down by edits that he made, that he made the decision before all witnesses interviews were finished, have led to renewed criticism, and that criticism is based off of him preparing an exoneration letter before actually interviewing Hillary Clinton during the investigation. Okay, so one challenge for any Clinton-era investigation is that the statute of limitations on most federal felonies is 5 years. Clinton left office in as early as 2013, so right now it's 2018. So that's 5 years. So, I mean, that's so most the statute of limitations on most federal felonies is 5 years. So she basically left office 5 years ago. And so so this is going to be, it's very difficult because Hillary Clinton controls most of the establishment. She controls MSNBC, CNN, and all these CBS, all these mainstream media outlets. And it's going to be difficult to indict her because she's got most of the media behind her back. She's got Chuck Todd behind her back because he was communicating with Hillary Clinton's DNC leader, Debbie Wasserman Schultz, to help her win the primary. So she's got the media behind her back for the most part. I mean, they tried using the Russia story to help Hillary Clinton to give her an excuse for losing the election based on Russia propaganda, or Russia hacking, or Russia colluding. I mean, I don't even know what it is anymore. It could be one of the three, all three. I don't know what the heck it is anymore. But for the most part, this is a very great sign. FBI launching an investigation into the Clinton Foundation. You can say it again, the FBI is launching a Clinton Foundation investigation. This is the start of 2018, folks, and it's going to be a good one. Thanks for watching, everybody.